Eve Arnold, a famous photojournalist, once said, "It is the photographer and not the camera that is the instrument." Knowing the difference between film and digital cameras will hopefully encourage others to start photography, knowing somewhat of what they're doing by choosing their camera. I have spent 3 years taking photography classes and shooting photos, so I am confident that I will give you the accurate information. Today I will first discuss the basics of film and digital cameras. Then I will discuss all there is to know about film cameras. And finally, I will discuss how film cameras differ from digital cameras. Let me first start with the basics of photography that go with both film and digital cameras. What both digital and film cameras have in common are the settings, not just shooting in manual mode. There are 3 modes that are known as the exposure triangle. Shutter speed is one of the modes. It determines the amount of time light has to capture the photo. The longer the shutter speed is the more amount of light that goes through the sensor. It also helps making motion pictures more sharp. Aperture is another one of the modes. It determines the amount of light that goes to the sensor so the photo isn't too dark nor too bright. If it's sunny out, the aperture should be larger so the photo isn't overexposed or too bright. If it is dark out, the aperture should be smaller so the photo isn't underexposed to the point where you can only see black. It also has depth of field. That means that the main subject is sharp and everything else behind it is blurry, or vice versa. This is mainly used in portrait photography so that the main subject is sharp and everything else behind it is blurry. ISO is the last mode and it is a camera light sensitivity. According to Alex Cooks, the exposure triangle, how ISO, aperture, and shutter speed work together. On June 7, 2015, increasing ISO essentially allows you to work with less light. That means that the photos are more grainy. ISO 100 is mainly used to give a normal amount of light in the photo. Higher ISOs like ISO 800 are used when it's dark so that more light goes to the sensor. Now that I have discussed the basics of photography, I will now discuss all there is to know about film cameras. According to Douglas Gantenbein's Film Photography Fades to Black on March 2006, not only are images beautifully captured on film in a way digital might not achieve, says Mr. Nave, but they prove the ineffable beauty of nature. Unlike digital cameras, you can't see the pictures after you've taken them. After you've used up all your film, you have to do the whole process of development. The film is very sensitive to light, so you have to do the whole process in the dark. You have to open the can and roll the film into the roller and then put it into another can. You then have to put chemicals into it like the developer, the stop bath, and then the fixture. After that, you can take your film out and the photos will appear on the paper. You then go into the dark room and put one of your photos into an enlarger and expose a specific time of light, transferring the photo onto the photo paper. After that, you put the photo paper in a similar chemical like the developer, so then the photo will appear on the photo paper. After that, you put the same chemicals like the stop bath and the fixture to make sure the photo comes out properly. Now that I have discussed the basics of photography, information on film, I will now focus on digital cameras differing from film cameras. Joseph Kennedy's Out of Film, February 2005, says digital technology has made the end of traditional filmmaking a virtual certainty. Digital cameras aren't as complex as film cameras. There's still a lot of work that comes with it, and you do the same amount of work to perfect the photo. The biggest difference is that you can see the photo right after. According to Arthur H. Blake, taking a shot at digital photography in August 1999. Point, shoot, see right now. Don't like the photo? Click the button to erase it and take a new photo in its place. There's a more common process after taking the photo. You can edit them using Adobe Photoshop, Adobe Bridge, and Adobe Lightroom. This can help you change the photo to make it look better, like changing the brightness, or something more extra like changing the color. In this speech, I have explained the basics of photography. Then I explained the information on film cameras, and finally I explained all there is to know of the difference between film and digital cameras. Choosing the right camera for you is important. It'll help you embrace your inner artist and make really good pictures. There's not only one type of camera, so you should expand your knowledge and see what is really out there.